So I started to see more ET contact signs since last night. So thank you for that transmission.
You're welcome.
It sparked a fire in me for sure.
Thank you for sparking the fire or firing the spark.
Yeah. Who are the beings who are specifically responsible in changing others' DNA for the purpose of evolution? Who are the beings?
Well, partly the Greys, obviously, since they're creating a hybrid race that has to do with Earth becoming the 6th hybrid race, which is part of your evolution.
Right.
That's one. That's one group.
How about another that I'm connected to the higher level Cobra energy, besides the Anunnaki?
Are you sure that your interpretation of the energy as Cobra is accurate? For we are tapping into another evolutionary trigger species that doesn't seem to contain that particular reference in its energy that is connected to you, but it doesn't come across with that interpretation.
So maybe I'm...
What is it that the Cobra symbolizes to you? Maybe that's your particular interpretation of the energy by the law of similars. You understand the law of similars?
Yeah. Sometimes I do this to come full circle.
Well, that's not what we're saying.
Right.
The law of similars works like this. Two different people may be vibrating with a certain idea in mind that represents something specific to them. But each of them will have a different representation of that thing that makes it seem as if they're not on the same wavelength, but they may be, because each has their own way of symbolizing the same energy. So you may be symbolizing this energy as a Cobra, but it may not necessarily translate or interpret in their reality in the same idea, in the same symbol. So what does the Cobra mean to you? So that if you understand the idea, then we can see if there's a similar notion in the energy we're perceiving in them. So you said it has to do with the idea of the cycle?
Well, I was bringing the two together, but the full circle. But the
You're not thinking of a Cobra. You're thinking of an Ouroboros. Do you understand that term?
Yeah, that came to mind too.
All right. The Ouroboros is a more accurate ray to represent that idea.
Okay.
The Ouroboros is a symbol of a snake eating its own tail. The idea of the endless cycle, the endless circle.
Can you tell me about the beings that I feel like I'm connecting to that I brought up before that are not the Greys?
We are talking about the Ouroboros beings.
Oh, so, okay. Interesting.
It's that group that is representing itself energetically to you in the symbol of the Ouroboros. So you might as well call them that.
Okay.
Because their translation, their name for themselves, their perception of themselves, wouldn't really translate in your reality in any other way.
How does the eating itself correlate to the expansion and the awakening of DNA?
It's the idea of cycles expanding. Remember, not just a circle, but in another dimension, it actually is an expanding spiral.
Right.
Therefore, your DNA, being a spiral, is connected to that vibrationally. Connected to the expanding spiral of change and evolution and growth.
And how is the Cobra connected with that as well? Because I know...
No, I said it's not a Cobra. It's an Ouroboros.
But they're similar, right?
No,
as far
they're
as
not.
the DNA medicine?
No. You're not getting this. The Ouroboros is a different dimensional being. It's not a physical snake. It's a representation in your reality of a different kind of dimensional being symbolized by the idea of the snake, because the snake represents the idea of ancient wisdom, like the dragon, to some degree. And specifically, why the snakes appear on your caduceus.
Right.
It's DNA.
Right.
So in this case, it represents the idea of the DNA spiral. It's not a Cobra.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes. And that connects with one of my hybrid children. He calls himself Rowan Draco.
Yes. So more of that idea of the Draco constellation, serpent dragon energy coming in.
Right. Also, I connected that energy with Morning Star.
The Anuhet.
The Anuhet, yes.
Yes.
Because when I was connecting with that energy, Morning Star came in.
Oh, all right. There are ways to tap into that vibration. It may not be the complete personality, but the vibrational energy and domain of the seventh hybrid race is vast, and there are many ways to plug into it for your own purposes.
And how is that connected with the Ouroboros or the DNA connection?
It's connected only in the sense that the Anuhet represent, as the seventh hybrid race, the completion of a very large evolutionary cycle in your galaxy.
And that's the full circle.
Yes.
That is a deeper breath.
Thank you.
And
That will do.
thank you.
Thank you.